Still to come on our programme this afternoon. The highlight, in fact, the Group 2 Princess of Wales Estakes, and some real old favourites here, the likes of Harris Tweed and Red Caddo too.
Red Caddo, what a great horse he is, isn't he? But as promised before the break, this new breakthrough with treatment of tendon injuries, not just affecting horses but humans as well. John Frankham has been to find out more.
When it comes to long-term injuries in race horses, the most common by far is when they strain a tendon or get a leg. And in the past, there's been all types of cures. You know, they had carbon implants. Horses have been fired. Actually, this one's been fired. We'll look at that in a moment. But Siobhan Thorpe has come up with what could be a revolutionary way of helping heal them. Siobhan.
Yeah, so we're really excited about this work. So I'm working on a project funded by the Horse Race Betting and Betting Levy Board. It's a collaborative project between Queen Mary University of London, University of Liverpool and UCL, and looking at the mechanisms that lead to tendon injury in racehorses. So the tendon that gets injured most is the superficial digital flexor tendon, which runs down the back of the horse's foreleg here. And so this tendon has a really important job. When a horse is galloping, it needs to be able to stretch and recoil really rapidly. But previously we haven't understood how in some horses it's able to do this so well.
What would that equate to on a human being, that tendon?
Well, it would actually be one of the tendons in the hand, but it has a very similar function to the Achilles tendon, which again is very often injured in athletes. Tendons are a bit like stretchy ropes. They're made up of strands of collagen, and these collagen strands are bound together by what's called the interfascicular matrix, and it's this matrix that we've been studying. And we found that this matrix is actually essential because it allows sliding between collagen strands that are next to one another, which enables the great extension of this tendon that's needed for when a horse is galloping.
So is that a little bit like when we go saggy, as we get older, our skin goes saggy, that sort of thing?
Well, actually, it's the opposite, because we found that this matrix actually gets stiffer in tendons from older horses, which may well be a reason why the rate of injury, the risk of injury increases in older horses. So this is something we're really interested to follow on with.
And so to that effect, you have started doing what?
So what we want to do is to work out exactly what components are in this matrix that allow it to function so well. And so if we can then identify those, hopefully we can develop targeted treatments to this matrix and also preventative measures to hopefully prevent the high incidence of tendon injury in racehorses.
So Siobhan, what have we got here? It looks like something ready to go on the Barbie for me, but it isn't.
No, these are actually tendons. One's an injured tendon, so the one on the left is an injured tendon which has been cut in half, and the one on the right is an uninjured tendon.
Both from the same age horse?
Yep, so these are both from 3-year-old thoroughbreds that are of the same size, so you can see how much more enlarged the injured tendon is than the healthy tendon.
Oh, that's extraordinary. Is that just through filling up with blood, or what makes that occur?
Basically, it's an inappropriate repair of the tendon. So when tendons get injured, they don't repair very well at all. Even though it's bigger, it's actually weaker than the healthy tendon.
And what you're saying basically then is that it's a chemical that's inside the tendon that becomes more brittle.
Yeah, it's a substance that binds the components of the tendon together that is, for some reason, stiffer in some horses and not as stretchy, and also becomes stiffer with increasing age.
So how did you actually come to find this substance that's, you know, in the tendon itself?
Well, I mean, it had been identified previously, but everyone had kind of thought that it didn't do anything important within the tendon. But I did some work to show that basically there's a very strong relationship between how stretchy this interfascicular matrix is and how far the whole tendon can stretch, whereas there's no relationship between how stretchy the collagen strands are and how far the tendon can stretch. So it really appears that this is the key component that allows the tendons to stretch as far as they need to when a horse is galloping without them being injured.
Well, it's fascinating stuff, and certainly it's an idea that I haven't heard put forward before, so all I can do is wish you well and fingers crossed you come up with a cure sooner rather than later.
Thank you. Well, we'll be sure to let everyone know as soon as we do.